You ever stop and think about how your body heals a cut? Or how you grew from, a single cell into, well, you? The answer is one of the most beautiful and precise processes in all of biology. So let's dive into this incredible cellular dance. I mean, that's the fundamental question, right? How does one set of instructions, your DNA, get copied flawlessly trillions of times to build and maintain something as complex as a human being? How does every new cell get the exact same genetic blueprint, without a single mistake? Well, the answer is a process called mitosis. And this isn't just some random splitting in half. Oh no, it's a highly choreographed performance, a biological masterpiece, really, that plays out in 4 main acts to make sure every new cell is a perfect genetic clone of the original. But first, you gotta appreciate the challenge here. The whole problem is making sure that when one cell divides, the 2 new daughter cells each get a complete and totally flawless set of genetic instructions. There is 0 room for error. And for us humans, this is the magic number, 46. Every single one of your body cells has 46 chromosomes. That number has to be guarded perfectly. Every new cell needs its own full set of 46. Not 45, not 47, exactly 46. So, here's the bottom line. Mitosis is the cell's brilliant solution for perfect distribution. Its entire job is to take one set of already copied DNA and split it perfectly into 2 identical piles, getting everything ready for 2 new, fully functional cells to be born. Okay, so before the dance even starts, the cell has to prep, and this is a huge step. Normally, our DNA is just floating around as loose chromatin. Think of a messy bowl of spaghetti. But to get ready for division, the cell copies all of it and then packs it super tightly into these classic X-shaped chromosomes. Each half of that X is a perfect copy, a sister chromatid, stuck together in the middle, kind of like identical twins holding hands. And that brings us to the first official act of the play, prophase. The DNA has been copied and packed, and now the cell is literally setting the stage for the main event. Here's our game plan. It's that simple. Prepare, align, separate, and rebuild. 4 steps that describe something incredibly complex. We're kicking things off with prophase, the preparation. So in prophase, the cell really gets down to business. That chromatin spaghetti finishes condensing into those thick, visible X-shaped chromosomes. The protective bubble around the nucleus starts to dissolve, and, this is key, 2 little structures called centrosomes head to opposite ends of the cell. From there, they start shooting out a web of protein ropes called the mitotic spindle. Think of these as the cellular grappling hooks that are going to pull everything apart later. All right, next up, metaphase. After all that prep work, we get to a moment of just breathtaking precision, where every single chromosome gets into perfect formation. And this analogy is just perfect for what happens. Those protein ropes from the spindle latch onto each chromosome, and then they slowly guide all 46 of them to line up, single file, right down the dead center of the cell. This line is called the metaphase plate. It's this incredible moment of tense, perfect alignment. But wait, before anything gets pulled apart, the cell hits pause. It runs a critical quality control check. This spindle assembly checkpoint makes absolutely sure that every last chromosome is properly attached to a rope from both sides. If even one is messed up, the whole process stops until it's fixed. That's how important getting this right is. Okay, so once that checkpoint gives the green light, we hit the climax. This is the most dramatic, most action-packed part of the whole process. This is the great separation. Welcome to anaphase. The identical twins finally let go of each other's hands. The protein ropes start to retract, pulling the sister chromatids apart and reeling one copy to each side of the cell. And at the exact same time, other ropes are pushing the 2 ends of the cell further apart, literally stretching the whole thing out. It's a perfectly coordinated push and pull. This right here, this is the whole point. Anaphase is fast, it's powerful, and it's the moment the genetic material is equally divided. By the time this stage is over, each side of that stretching cell has a complete, identical set of 46 chromosomes. Mission accomplished. After all that drama and separation, it's time to clean up. The cell has to rebuild and create 2 new, stable homes for those 2 new sets of chromosomes. So in this final stage, telophase, pretty much everything that happened in the first stage happens in reverse. The chromosomes get to their destinations and start to relax and uncoil back into that messy chromatin spaghetti. A brand new nucleus forms around each set, and that whole spindle machine that did all the pulling gets taken apart. Mitosis itself, it's now officially over. but we're left with one giant cell that has two nuclei. So the very last step is cytokinesis, the actual physical splitting of the cell body. In animal cells, like ours, a ring of proteins basically acts like a drawstring bag, pinching the cell in the middle until it pops into two. Plant cells can't do that because of their stiff walls, so they do something cooler. They build a brand new wall called a cell plate right down the middle. So we've walked through this amazingly intricate microscopic dance. But why do we care? Why is getting this right so unbelievably important? Let's connect this all back to the big picture.
So, what happens if this perfect choreography messes up? If it misses a step, well, the stakes couldn't be higher when this carefully controlled process goes off the rails.
The consequences are really serious. A single mistake can lead to something called aneuploidy, where cells have the wrong number of chromosomes. This can cause birth defects, and it can be a critical step in the formation of cancer, when cells with faulty genetic instructions start dividing over and over again, completely out of control. And that is the truly mind-blowing takeaway here. This isn't some rare thing. This precise four-act play is happening billions of times every single day inside your body right now, just to keep you healthy, to help you grow, and to heal your wounds. It's the fundamental engine of your entire life, which just leaves us with one last huge question. For a process that has evolved to be so incredibly accurate, with all these safety checks built in to make sure it's perfect, what could possibly cause this beautiful biological program to finally make a mistake?